All right, I know it's getting kind of late for you over there because you're on real time, and I'm here on the Pacific Coast. So
New York, baby, what
up? West Side. No, none of this East Coast, West Coast. That's 90 stuff. It's all love right here on this channel.
Suge Knight is not here, so we're good.
Exactly. There's no more Suge Knight. We don't got that gangster mentality. We one family. We from just different sides of the same family. That's what it is, right?
Absolutely.
DJ, man, thank you so much for joining me on this little episode right here of Eman's New Comic Book Day Picks. And this is going to be for October. I got the date right here. Hold on. I know it. October 13th, 2021, bro. DJ Linx, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Like I said, I was gone from YouTube for a while, and this is my first collaboration, my first live, even though we're not live, but whatever. This is the first conversation that I had with someone live in the community since I've been back from Florida. So I'm super grateful to be here, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
And we miss you, man. We miss you. I was like, where's DJ at? You know, and I'm glad to actually have you on this on my little feeble little show. We're just talking new comic books, man. You know, and I'm happy that you're here, bro.
Your presentation, before we get into it, I know Panda was bigging you up on your presentation. Your presentation is insane. Sexy as fuck. Insane.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you. I work hard. You know, I want to make sure that it's flashy. I want to catch people's eyes with my little production value. I just want them to be like, yeah, let's take a look at the show, you know, because if they get the flashiness, then they'll definitely get the content. They're going to get my guests, and my guests are the cool part about my show because they're here talking about their favorite comic books. So what we're going to do right now, Panda. Oh, thank you so much.
I mean, it could be worse. You could have called me someone else.
Thank you so much.
I like Panda. Big shout out to Adrian Panda Awesome 316. He is the homie. Panda is the homie.
I fucked that one up.
No, that's totally fine.
Oh man. Well, DJ, we're gonna talk top 3 New Comic Book Day picks for October 13th. So let's go ahead and get things started. Let's start with your number 3 pick. So DJ, do me a favor, talk to me. What is your number 3 pick for New Comic Book Day, October 13th?
Speaking of Panda, I saw he broke the rule, so I'm gonna break the rule. I hope that's okay. And this is just an honorable mention, which is a cover buy.
Okay.
I thought this was important. This was, I think, out of all the books coming out next week, this is probably my favorite cover. I don't do Justice League, so it's Justice League Last Ride number 6. That Michael Choi cover, where it's Darkseid, like grabbing Superman by his outfit here. Phenomenal cover. Phenomenal. Okay, all right, we're gonna do a top 3 New Comic Book Day pick and an honorable cover mention, right? We're gonna put the little words right here for you. Okay, is that cool? Does that work for you? Perfectly fine. And then you can add right here, DJ Linx doesn't play by the rules.
It'll be blinky, like it'll
nice. But yeah, my number 3 would be Joker number 8, the Jorge Molina variant. Joker number 8. Joker, that series has been phenomenal. Don't know why it's called Joker. It should be called Commissioner Gordon. But that series has been phenomenal. I am not a big DC reader, but as of late, within the last 2 months, I've been picking up a lot of DC books, mainly to keep up with the Joneses and just to get in on conversations. But the whole Joker storyline, the whole Commissioner Gordon storyline, how he's traversing the globe trying to find this elite group of people responsible for what happened at Arkham Asylum, where the prison was gassed, and they're blaming it on the Joker, and the Joker's just like, yo, it wasn't me. And then Gordon teams up with the Joker, and then now I think at the end of the last issue, Gordon was in Paris, France or something. And then, you know, the series introduced, I don't want to say She-Bane. That's very sexist. Her name is She-Bane. What's it, Vengeance? Is it Vengeance?
I believe it's Vengeance. Yeah, that's his daughter. That's Bane's daughter.
She-Bane? Yeah. What is it, 1850? Like,
don't be like that, DJ. We're not about that sexist life. But yeah, it is a trip what Joker has done as far as branching off into a different storyline within the Batman universe. I wasn't sure at first. I actually thought it was a one-shot when it first came out, but that were 8 issues in. I still haven't read that last issue, and I know the next issue is coming out next week. But written by James Tynion IV, arts from Gilliam March, 2 superstars in the industry, and they're bringing more of a, like you said, a Gordon story to light. Let me read what number 8's about, which is Jordan was warned to head back to the light while you still can. but his quest to apprehend the Joker is taking him deeper into darkness. Could the Joker actually be innocent of the attack on Arkham Asylum? And then a side note to that, written by Sam Jones, art from Sweeney Boo, we got that Punchline story, and now it's the backup. It's a jailbreak as Bluebird must escape from Blackgate before Punchline and her gang murder her. So we're getting 2 stories out of this, and that's what's been happening, but we're focused here on the Joker storyline itself. Gordon is going around the world, and I do know that Oracle's helping him. Barbara's helping him out also on the side. So, and he's got that black card. He can use that anywhere he goes. Yeah, he's set, right?
Cocaine and hookers.
Right, exactly. But it is. I said that I'm getting tired of the James Tynion run on Batman, and I am. I'm kind of waiting for him to just end it, because I'm getting tired of it, right? He's a great writer. However, the Joker storyline itself, it's intriguing enough where it's like, you know what, you kind of want to go back because you want to see this now. Now it's not a story about Gordon catching Joker. It's a story about solving the crime of who did what at Arkham Asylum, because right now we're taking it in that Joker for once is innocent. And it's like he's out to prove himself innocent, at least on this one act. Yeah. And he needs Gordon's help to help him out with that, which is such a trip when you think about the story that way. And I think that's a great pick right there, DJ. It's an absolutely, I will say it's an absolutely phenomenal pick, because it does get better as it progresses along.
Thank you, sir.
Well, let me get into my number 3 pick. I have some strange ones this week. It's things that kind of seem a little off for me, but stick with me, you guys. Stick with me. My number 3 pick, I'm going to start off with this guy right here. I absolutely loved his run on Gideon Falls. I loved what he did. This is from Jeff Lemire. I'm talking about May's book number 2. Did you read May's book number 1 by any chance?
I have not.
May's book was an interesting book. It was almost it's I have not. Why, sir? Tell me a little bit more.
I am taking notes.
Well, May's book number 1 was a little bit more melancholy. It was kind of like kind of sad. Dad's going around, his daughter died a few years back, yada yada, he's just trying to deal with that. However, at the end of the first issue, he gets a mysterious call, and it sounded like it was his daughter. And his daughter's very much into doing puzzles and mazes. And he's going through her books and through her life, in her room, like trying to find out what this could mean. So the ending of May's book got me interested enough to want to read the second part to this. Now, typically what I do is I'll read like the first 3 issues of a brand new book. If I don't like it after that, you know what? I have the first 3 issues, move on. Cool. But this one, it's the ending that really got to me, where I'm like, okay, this is a father, he lost his daughter, I'm a father, I have a daughter, I kind of connected on that level. What would happen if you lose your child? And then it's carried on. Sometimes you want a sad, so sometimes a sad story is a good story to read.
Yeah, agreed.
And that, like I said, that ending really got to me. So let me read about May's book number 2. Will's a melancholy building inspector who's been grieving the loss of his puzzle-loving daughter for years. One evening, he receives a mysterious phone call from a girl claiming it's her and that she's trapped in the middle of a labyrinth, setting Will off on a journey, digging through her personal journals and puzzles for answers on where she is and how to bring her home. This reminds me a lot of the first Poltergeist, where she gets sucked into that realm, and now family's trying to bring her back. And this is what this story, yeah, exactly, right. This is what that reminds me of. It's really eerie, it's really sad, but it still sounds like it could be a good story.
Yeah,
Jeff Lemire,
really cool.
Yeah, and Jeff Lemire hits sometimes on like a lot of those points with his writing. Now, of course, with him, it always has to do with a parent and a child in one way or another, but sometimes it's just a different road that someone takes. And that's what I want to see what's going to happen with this book. But yeah, that's going to be my number 3 pick. Now, keep in mind, everyone who's watching this is in no particular order. We don't have an order as to which ones are our favorite. These are just our top 3, the ones that we're looking forward to the most.
Actually, DJ, that's a lie. This is my order.
Oh, this okay. Well, then
no, I'm just kidding.
No, this is the order. See, he's breaking all the rules. Look at him.
My job is to always go against the other person. No, I'm just...
Well, thank you so much for joining us, DJ. I really appreciate it.
I was going to make it difficult.
All right, DJ, do me a favor. Talk to me about your number 2 pick. What is your number 2 pick for next week?
Thank you, sir. So my number 2 pick, and it's right after I said I wasn't a DC guy until the last couple of months. My number 3, well, my honorable mention was a DC book. My number 3 was a DC book. My number 2 is also going to be a DC book. And oddly enough, it's Harley Quinn, the animated series, Eat, Bang, Kill Tour, number 2. Now, I'm a big fan of that Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max. So when it ended, I was just like, okay, cool. I can't wait for season 3. And we know all the, the controversy surrounding that particular episode in season 3. And then when they released the companion comic book to it, I was just like, holy crap, let me take a look at this. Normally, I'm not in for whimsical. I'm not in for wacky. I'm not in for comedy. But being that it's so tied closely to the TV show, I was just like, I'm in. And it's literally a continuation of the TV show from the last episode. I believe it was season 2 was the last season. And this one just continues that story. It's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy on the run. Poison Ivy left Kite Man at the altar. And it's her and Harley, Thelma and Louise. But they're just in love. And then, taking the world by storm. I really liked issue 1. So looking forward to issue 2. Harley Quinn.
So is this now I'm interested. Now I wonder, because I've been hearing that the Harley Quinn TV show is actually a fantastic, crazy ride to jump on. You telling me that Eat, Bang, Kill Tour is a continuation from it. Are we getting a season 3, or is it just bleeding into the comics and it's going to continue on into the comics? Do you know?
We're definitely getting a season 3. What I'm assuming is that this is going to season 2 bled into this. And then I think this is a limited series. I don't think it's an ongoing series. Okay. Season 3 will pick up where the comic book ends. We're definitely getting a season 3. And if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. It's like, as far as comedy level, I would compare it to Rick and Morty, but just with Harley Quinn. It's like super R-rated, super adult, but it's hilarious. Is this is Harley the TV show where they got the whole
superheroes don't do that? They're talking about Batman, or
and that's the controversy that I was referring to, which is hilarious, like superhero,
And I'm like, this is bullshit. Come on now.
I am a supervillain now.
Bruce Wayne definitely does the deed. Let's not get into it anymore. But come on.
Billionaire playboy?
Yeah, he's doing it. Well, let me read the synopsis for Harley Quinn, the animated series, Eat, Bang, Kill Tour number 2, written by T. Franklin, art from Max Smith. On the road to romance, aka an Anastasia-filled Thelma and Louise style road trip, Harley and Ivy head to Catwoman's to ask for a massive favor. Hey, Selena's a natural born cat sitter. Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon, on the hunt for the Chaos Queen herself, crosses a line he might not be able to come back from. Whoa, what's going on here, Gordon? What did he do? This sounds fun. This sounds like you said, like an all-out crazy ride, Thelma and Louise style. I didn't pick this up. I wasn't looking at this, but I also feel like I need to watch the TV show to be able to read this. But I'm going to watch the TV show, so I may down the line end up picking this book up.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to watch the TV show in order to get this, because when they start off in issue 1, it's literally the end of the last episode of the TV show. So it's just like, what is going on? Like, you literally won't know what's going on if you don't know what's going on in the TV show.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do that because I really want to watch the TV show, and I might end up just doing this one right here. Great pick, man. I like that. I'm digging it. Man, that's 3. That is 3 DC books that you've already talked about, DJ. Whoa.
Shout out to Mark from Legion of Comics. I'm trying to make him proud.
You're trying to make him happy. I get it. Well, let me talk about my number 2 pick, because my number 2 pick is also a part of the big 2. And typically on this show, I mainly talk indie books. Anyone who watches it is mostly indie. But I've been following this series right here. And I mentioned it before. And I read the last one-shot which is revolved around Thanos. I'm talking about Eternals Forever #1. This is another one-shot. And I'm reading the current run of Eternals, and I'm actually liking it a lot. Only thing is, like, the art is a little weird to me. Asad Ribic. I know a lot of people are a fan of his, and I see why he's got good art. What's weird is his eyes. The eyes that he draws for these characters is kind of eerie and creepy. But overall, the art style in the main Eternals book right now is actually pretty cool, and I'm digging it. So I'm like, you know what? this is a book I'm truly enjoying. Let me go ahead and get the side stories for this one right here. You know, and that way it explains a little bit more within the book, because I don't know the Eternals too well. I didn't follow them back in the day when Kirby did it, or when who is it? Grant Morrison, I believe, was the one who did it a few years back. But I'm really digging this one right here. So, are you reading the Eternals by any chance?
I've been I've been picking them up because I'm a fan of Ribbit.
Sod.
Ribbit. I apologize, sir. No, I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of the art. So I've been picking them up. All the Eternals. I picked up the one shot with the Thanos story. I was waiting for that first arc to end in order to read it, but I am so backed up on reading. I'm like 2-3 months backed up in reading. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane.
I'm like 2 weeks behind. I'm like, oh my God, I got to catch up. And I'm here like, you're backed up. Cole from Comic Book Burrito, he's like, hold on, wait. Eman said that he's 2 weeks behind. Let me go ahead and show you how far behind. And he shows like this whole like short box full of comics. I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't start bitching. You know, I'm only a little behind when everyone else is way further behind than I am. But the Eternals is dope. I'm really digging the storyline, the whole storyline of who did what and why, and now who within the Eternals is helping Thanos do what he's doing. So it's crazy right now with Icarus and being involved, like this story right here is kind of crazy to me, and it's getting me to know these characters, and I feel like it's prepping me for the movie. Now I understand that this storyline may not touch on the movie, but at least it gives me an idea on how some of these characters should be, you know, so that way I don't go in too blind. That way I at least have a little bit of knowledge, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing that Marvel does. They try to release titles to coincide with the movie, not, like you said, not to tie into a storyline and anything, but just to get people familiar with the characters. Like, I've never read Eternals. Yeah, so I'm glad that they came out with this before the movie. Same thing with they came out with the Kang story, being that Kang is going to be introduced. Dark Hawk is coming down the line. It's just getting people more familiarized with those characters, so when they hit the big screen, it's not like, huh, who is this? Huh?
And I think they're doing it in a way that makes a little bit more sense. Rather with DC, I don't know. I feel like DC when they do the tie-ins, not tie-ins, but when they release a comic that coincides with the movie, I don't know. For me, I don't. It doesn't hit hard for me, but that's just me, you know. But for Eternals, for some reason, it's just it's hitting just a little bit hard. I guess maybe just because I'm interested in the Eternals more than I am than anything else, you know. So, and then I'm really looking forward to the movie. Like, the movie looks fantastic. Like, after that last trailer, and I mentioned this before, after that last trailer, man, that last trailer is dope.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that last trailer. The first trailer was okay. It was cool. I was just like, it was cool. The second trailer, phenomenal. I'm super excited for this, more so than for some of the other movies, only because I'm not familiar with any of these characters. So everything is going to be new, as opposed to like No Way Home. I mean, not No Way Home. No Way Home. I was right the first time, right?
No Way Home. Yeah.
No Way Home. What the hell is wrong with me? Yeah. So like we're super familiar with all those characters, and I get that and all that stuff. But I'm hoping that the Eternal surprises me the way the first Guardians of the Galaxy surprised me, which I had some familiarity with the characters from the '90s book, but that movie was just like a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping the Eternals has that, and my girl Salma Hayek is in it. So.
And I'm with you 100%. I mean, that's exactly how I'm feeling with the Eternals movie. And I've said it before, is that I'm hoping that I get that same hit that I did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. And then the director of this one is actually an Oscar award-winning director, and she's done some pretty fantastic stuff in the past. But let me read a little bit about this one shot, because it's the one shot that we really should be focusing in on right now.
I'm all ears, brother.
Eternals Forever #1, Icarus, Agent of the Deviants. Now, I just found out that the Eternals and the Deviants, they don't like each other. They're and I'm sure people who've read the Eternals, they're gonna school me and lurk me down below in the comments. But it's cool, you know. I'm learning too. Yeah, exactly. I'm learning too. So the Deviants have captured Icarus. Now under their control, Icarus has been brainwashed into assassinating Ajax. Sorry. Whoa, where did that come from? It's up to Gilgamesh and Sprite to stop him and prevent all out war between the Eternals and the Deviants. So this sounds interesting to me, because now I'm like, oh snap! Like what happened here? Because I am following the story. I'm slightly unfamiliar with it, but I'm reading it so that I can get familiar with it. So I'm fully engulfed in the Eternals right now, and whether you call it hype from the movie or whether it's just curiosity, I'm like really focusing in on the Eternals at this moment. I actually have like 1 through 6. I have like the cover Bs, and then I guess like the cover Bs for like number 4 and 5 and 6. Like I got those at cover, but like I found out that they were like 1 in 25 or 1 in 10s. So I had like some extra special covers for the Eternals upstairs just chilling. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, yeah, I'm glad I'm collecting it. Now I'm just gonna continue on.
That's awesome. I have all the cover A's, the rabbit covers, and then I have one of them that I got in a Bird Family 54 mystery box. I think it was like a 1 in 25, which was pretty dope. The design variant,
yeah,
Icarus, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I have that Icarus one too. That's the one I really like because it's cool because I get. Even with the cover for me, like I'm okay, I can visually see who these characters are. So that way, when I do see them in the movie, at least I have an idea. Of course, they're not going to be exactly, you know, toe for toe. Like Icarus is who? Cat Harington? Or it's one of the Stark brothers, and they're not that big.
I even forgot his name. Damn. That's Robb Stark.
He's Robb Stark. Yeah, he's Robb Stark because Jon Snow is the Black Knight, and they released the Black Knight, you know, comic not too long ago.
Yes,
so.
and
So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. So my number 2 pick is Eternals Forever #1. And this is who is this written by? Oh yeah, this is written by Ralph Macchio and art's from Ramon Bach. So it threw me off, but it's not Karate Kid Ralph Macchio, you guys. It's a writer, Ralph Macchio. He's a Marvel editor. It seems like he knows his history because he's been around with Marvel for a while. So it makes me even more interested in this particular book because I feel like I'm gonna get a little bit more and more out of it. I feel like it might. So that's just me.
I'm looking forward to that one too.
All right, my friend. This is it. This is our number 1s right here. DJ, talk to me, my friend. What is your number 1 pick?
My number 1. Yeah, my number 1, which is number 1 on this list, but it's my number 1 for realsies. That Immortal Hulk number 50, which is the finale to that Immortal Hulk run with Al Ewing. Oh my God, I am so looking forward to this. It's going to be a double-size issue. They took September off. The last issue, 49, came out in August. They had September off. I am so looking forward to that. Engrossing story. It's been a while, so I'm probably going to forget what happened in issue 49, but I believe the Hulk is going down. Unlike Batman, the Hulk is going down to find out what's the deal with the green door and who's behind the green door. He's going to have his final confrontation possibly with the leader. I'm loving that Joe Fixit got a chance to really shine in this Immortal Hulk stories, and those Alex Ross A covers, simply phenomenal. For me, Alex Ross is the greatest artist that ever lived. He's just a god amongst men in my eyes. Loving that. For this particular issue, I think there's 15 covers being released, not counting any like hidden secret variants. And I'm definitely going to pick up a few of those. So Immortal Hulk number 50, my number 1. I can't wait.
See, and then I completely missed the whole Immortal. I know. However, when it does come out, I do plan on getting. I don't know if it's a compendium, you know, but I am going to fully commit on getting like the full story in one shot, because I have heard that this has been nothing but absolute fantastic writing from Al Ewing, right? This is like probably the best stuff that is out in Marvel right now. And I missed it. I completely missed it. And I get it, but I'm going to go back. I really am going to go back and read it because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Let me go ahead and read a little bit about it. Immortal Hulk number 50, of course, written by the illustrious, the legendary Al Ewing, penciled by Joe Bennett, inked by Jose, colors from Paul Mounts. They wanted to make sure that everyone got credit. Everyone gets credit on this book right here. The giant-sized finale. Down in the below place, the Hulk searches among the ghosts for the past for answers to all of his questions. The one below all, the green door, Samuel Stearns, Jackie McKee, and Bruce Banner. It's all been leading here, and this is the last issue of the Immortal Hulk. Man, that got me hyped. Like what I'm hoping for with this issue right here. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm waiting to see what everyone says about this book. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to say about this book and what other people who've actually stayed with this book religiously, because I want you guys to get that ending. I want you guys to get that Breaking Bad ending where it was just like that. There is nothing ever better than this right here, and I'm hoping that you guys get that. I'm really cheering for all of the fans of the Immortal Hulk number 50.
I can't wait, man, and I hope I'm not disappointed. It's been a fantastic read from number 1 all the way up until now, issue 49. It was the first title when I started getting back into the hobby during COVID, when I started buying fresh comic books at the comic book shop. That's the first thing I was like, what is Hulk doing? Because back in the day, I was a big Hulk fan. And then I got, I think there were 3 of the graphic novels out. So I picked those up and I was just like, holy smokes, it's not a superhero book. It's a horror book. It's a body horror book, sort of like those Cronenberg films. And the story is just phenomenal. Easily Marvel's best book on the shelf.
Wow, that's big time. I don't know, man. There's a Daredevil out there too. I'm hearing that thing's pretty good too, but you know. Oh, no one. I don't know what you're talking about. What is it?
That's me flipping my hair. I don't have your sexy hair, but I
don't know who the Daredevil is. Let's not talk about that guy.
Oh, that lawyer guy.
All right. Well, let me get into my final. Mine's not going to hit as hard as yours there, DJ, but I definitely am looking forward to this one right here. Now, a lot of you know that I'm an indie guy, and I really like reading a lot of the indie books because you know I can start from the beginning, or the issues aren't too far back where I could go ahead and get a number 1 and number 2 and not pay X-Men giant size prices. You know what I'm saying? I can start a whole new story. When I picked this one up, I was like, well, I'm curious to see what goes on. This reminds me of my childhood. You know, I used to go to punk rock bands back in the 90s. You know, I used to go to punk rock underground concerts back in the 90s. Yeah, they weren't the best, but they were fun. You know, so this book had that setting. It was familiar to me, and I'm talking about Homesick Pilots number 10. Now, are you reading the Homesick Pilots by any chance, DJ?
I am not. I picked up issue 1 when it was released, and then for some reason I just forgot about the book.
Yeah, you're 2 months behind, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, I get it. You're it's kind of far back. Well, Homesick Pilots is pretty cool to me because it does revolve around a group of kids who end up going into this haunted house, and you find out that the haunted house has powers, and one of the kids in this band has a special connection to this haunted house. Well, later on down the line, the government takes wind of this, and now they're trying to mimic the same idea by having another kid or another teenager being psychically connected to another piece, a huge object, so that way the government has their own weaponry of this magnitude right here. It's kind of crazy. This book is all over the place, but it's just stick with me, man, because it's a lot funner to read when we just dive into it and not know anything. You're just like, wait, what? Then you want more of it, and that's what happened to me. Now the character design of actually one of the characters in Homesick Pilots is what captured my eye. Also, it's the horseshoe man. It's the best way I can describe it is a really creepy person that has a horseshoe for a head. And it's real demonic and real scary and real freaky. But I for some reason, I just gravitated to that design. I'm like, I like this a whole lot. So let me read a little bit about Homesick Pilots number 10, written by Dan Waters, who's also a legend in the writing in the comic book industry, and arts from Casper Wingard. It's the Homesick Pilots versus the Nuclear Bastards. Those are 2 punk rock bands, but in this case, it's all metaled out right now, just straight up punk rock battle. In a battle of the bands that could well be the final battle of the bands on the planet. No advance tickets, drink tokens available at the door. It's going to be an insane battle between one side and another side, who's got the bigger psychic connection to their bigger, baddie, and they're gonna go all out. It's one of those things where it's like, let's see what happens. Have you seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes.
Movie? Remember that final battle?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
It's exactly what it is. Yes, exactly. And that's the feels that I'm getting right there. Just one band versus like the popular guys, and they're gonna go at it. Now, I've stuck with this one right here since issue 1. I have read it, and I was like, all right, this is actually a fun read, and it's actually been one of my best reads in the past. So, Homesick Pilots is one of those books that I'm really hoping that people can actually say, you know what, let me try. You go on Comixology and you read it online. Just give it a chance. It's a fun read. It kind of gets into you know, it's ridiculousness. I mean, that's the second time I've used that word in my show, but it's just ridiculous, and it's all out fun, and that's the only reason why I'm even sticking with this book right here.
It sounds awesome. I'm kind of kicking myself for giving up on it.
You got time, man. You got time. Don't worry about it. There's only 10 issues right there. Well, that's it, you guys. That is our top 3 New Comic Book Day picks, plus one honorable mention for a cover from DJ down there. You don't worry about it. Yep, there you go. DJ, do me a favor. Let everyone know how they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so I have the YouTube channel. So DJ Linx, just I'm pretty sure Eman will put it in the description. If not, he has to right now. Boom. Yeah, come up the channel every Monday, Tuesday we have some videos that drop. I have the channel membership. Wednesday we do some exclusives. There are channel member exclusive live streams. Friday in the Mix is my live show, Friday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as Instagram, the Instagram is DJ_Linx_2010. I don't know why I use so many underscores, but that's what it is. Find me on Instagram. I'm always posting. It's mainly I'm promoting the channel and stuff like that. But yeah, the YouTube is where it's at, man. And I'm happy to be a part of this community. Happy to be a part of the community with you, Eman, and being on our first video. We were on the live stream before on like Legion's channel, but I'm happy that you invited me. This meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. Thank you for being on the channel, my friend. I really appreciate your presence, man. You bring a certain energy to these shows, and I absolutely love it. You guys really need to follow DJ Linx's channel, because it's not just comics and unboxings, because a lot of us have that. He's got his personality. Go for the rap battles. You see some of these people spitting lyrics, and you're like, I don't understand how that works, but for you, it worked, and we'll let it slide. It's absolutely funny. You guys go in there for the rap battles also, and that's what keeps this man separate from everyone else. He's got a completely different beast going on with his YouTube channel. You guys go follow him, become a member too. You guys need to become a member of this guy's world, because it's amazing. Now, don't forget, I also co-host the C-List Villains podcast. New episodes we do record every Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with those episodes being released on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app only a few days later for your listening pleasure on the road. All right, you guys, that's it. Again, thank you so much to DJ Linx. Thank you guys for coming by and hanging out. Until the next issue. Deuces.